What's up, guys? It's Russo, and we have a 9-game NBA slate today. I'm super excited about it. We actually got a lot of value out of that 5-game slate yesterday. Kind of went into it thinking like, we're just going to sort of get through this slate. Still had some plays that I liked, but yeah, it turned out to be, gosh, that game last night between the Rockets and the Kings was absolutely awesome. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And if you guys don't mind, do me a favor and like the video. Helps me get in front of a larger audience. Some of you know me from Backdoor Fantasy Sports. That's the main channel. We'll be doing, Jordy and I will be doing picks on that channel in just a little bit. But we have our own channels now too. We're trying to grow them. So if you guys don't mind, just do me a favor and like the video. Yesterday, we honestly, I don't regret taking these plays. If there's one on here that I'm like, man, I got that one wrong, it would be Tobias Harris. I honestly expected him to be in the mid 20s, maybe knocking on the door 30. I guess, I was wrong about that one. I'll take that one as an L. Cason Wallace, the dude was doing exactly what we wanted him to do. This just turned into such a blowout. And if you're telling me that you expected Cleveland to get stomped that aggressively, I'm just gonna have to say that there's no way you saw that coming. Jalen Williams was involved just the way that we had hoped. 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This actually showed that it cashed. I was like stoked. I'm like, sweet, now we just need Cason Wallace. Cason Wallace got a little bit of extended play even when the rest of the starters had already taken the bench, and then it just got so out of hand. The more that their coach was bringing in the bench just kept it rolling, and it was really disappointing to see. I was expecting that to be more like the Kings Rockets game. But so yeah, Cason just missed it by 1 point or a rebound, like 1 bucket or rebound. Jalen Williams cashed, and then I guess they took away one of his threes. So one more three would have cashed that for us. Again, Tobias, he stopped at 14, and then it just was not budging. So I was just like, man, I felt really good about him in that. And then that was just, what are you going to do? I got that one wrong, but I feel like given this, Cason Wallace and Jalen Williams, I feel good about the reads. The game got so incredibly out of hand, and I didn't personally see that coming. How about not seeing something coming? I thought this Derek Jones points, rebounds, I felt great about it. Wasn't expecting him to go nuts and go for 17, which I know he's capable of more than that, but that's a demon that I almost thought about taking, his points demon, because I'm like, he's kind of due, and then I ended up not taking it. But anyways, I don't feel terrible about this slip. There's something to learn. You got to just sort of take your L's, just keep rolling. And the most important thing is what are you taking from it? And I feel like we are going to cash very soon here. We've been knocking on the door. The slip before that, we ended up going 3 of 4, and we got the read right with Giannis. That turned into a blowout too, but he was absolutely dominating against Orlando. Well, here's what I feel good about today, and you guys don't have to tail all these. I'll tell you my 2 favorite, or I'll kind of tell you how you can break this up into more than 4 plays if you're not feeling what I'm feeling. Trey Murphy, we're going to just keep going back to the well. We called this one early, and he's been cashing over and over for us. Now we've got him at 29 points, rebounds, and assists against Utah, who is actually still pretty hobbled. They're getting Colin Sexton back tonight, but I like this to go over because we still have Brandon Ingram and Herbert Jones out, and Trey has just been playing awesome. I'm gonna be looking into some demon plays for Trey as well. But yeah, 29 PRA. We're gonna be taking that for more. Miles Bridges, 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I love this play against Chicago. We'll break it down. Power forward for the Charlotte Hornets, and obviously Trey Murphy, small forward for the New Orleans Pelicans. And then these two you might not want to take with me, but I'm absolutely taking them because I've got a little bit of a narrative that I'm feeling in this game against Brooklyn tonight. But I'm going Max Christie over 10.5 points, and I'm going Gabe Vincent over 8.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I know that those will be less popular plays, but that's what you want to aim for. Honestly, sometimes you want to go for these plays that are not as much on people's radars, because the more that people are taking plays, the more the lines are getting bumped around. So the less action on a play, sometimes if you feel good about it, you want to just lock that in before a bunch of people get on it, because then you're going to just be having the lines move around on you before you can lock them in. So let's start breaking it down. All right, so Trey Murphy. I mean, I love this play. If they're going to keep giving it to us, especially at 29, we'll absolutely take it. He's cleared this 7 out of his last 10 games. And then these games where he missed, he was just right there knocking on the door. His lowest game was 26. We need him to go for 30. So if that's the worst he's done over a 10-game stretch, I'll take it. He's got 3 straight games with 38 PRA or more. Dude, last night for a 5-game slate, there was so much value to be had with the demon options. And I know we were all on Ellis for the Kings. Everyone was taking that points, rebounds, and all these different options of his. And the poor dude was looking like he was going to cash it, and then he rolled his ankle. That was super unfortunate. But man, Trey Murphy, he had a rebound demon that I almost took, and I'm like, 7.5. I don't know. And then he ends up going for 10. But make sure you're subscribed, guys, because I'm going to keep finishing this play. I know I'm not trying to just ramble, but make sure you're subscribed, because I'm going to be throwing in a 6-man demon slip into the community section of this channel later, because it's one of those days. I'm going to be building out multiple demon slips. So if you guys like tailing those YOLOs, I'll be posting one later in the community section. All right. So anyways, we feel great about Trey. Let's take a look here at the over-under for this game. 230 over under, and New Orleans are favored by 11. They're playing in New Orleans, and I get it. Like, you know, there's a little bit of blowout potential here, but I feel like he is going to be a part of them achieving that well before this gets too out of hand, where he's taken a seat. But honestly, the Jazz, as a hobbled team, they've been playing pretty good. They're showing that they're young guys like Bryce Sensabaugh and what's his name, Collier, who we took the other day on the main channel. They've got a lot of young guys who are really competitive, but we do have a situation here with Walker Kessler, I think, is out tonight too. So it's going to be a Eubanks type of night, which honestly, it could be worse. He played pretty good in their last game, but we got Jordan Clarkson out, John Collins out, Taylor Hendricks out for the season, Walker Kessler out, Larry Markkinen out, but we do have Colin Sexton back tonight, so that should help them a little bit. On the Pelicans side of things, we still have Brandon Ingram out, we have Herb Jones out. Now we have DeJounte Murray, game time decision. And whether or not DeJounte plays, I feel good about Trey Murphy going over this. Dude's just been absolutely balling lately, doing everything. Getting his dunk props have actually been cashing too. Dude's just been playing great ball. We got a pretty soft matchup here. 26th in points allowed, first in rebounds allowed. So that's the only place that it's tough. But all of their best rebounders are beat up and not playing in this game. So that you can just sort of waive that. And then 20th in assists allowed to small forwards. Again, 7 out of his last 10 games, and then his worst game, he missed it by 3. So, or I'm sorry, 4. 4 PRA would have cashed it on his worst game. So I'm loving this play. I think that the Jazz will be able to keep it closer than you would think, enough for him to stay in the game. He's averaging 35.1 minutes per game, 9.1 rebound chances, and 6.3 potential assists, just 2.2 fouls, so not getting in foul trouble, shooting 46% from the field on 18 attempts. I'm loving that. Like, and if you look at these last 5, yeah, it's still right about there, 18 attempts, but he's got this game back here against Miami where he took 24 shots, made 11 of them. So the dude has just been staying consistent. I feel like this is a play we're getting on early, and we're just going to keep going back to the well until they put this in a place where we're just not willing to take those lines, or we get a lot more guys back who are, you know, I mean, it's not like they're super hobbled. So, I mean, other than DeJounte, I mean, it's like this is just what Trey Murphy's getting right now. So I feel like he's really emerging. And, you know, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, those guys get back. Maybe we'll see his minutes go down a little bit. But shooting 37% from beyond the arc on 3.6 made threes per game over the last 10 games. So loving this play. Let's take a look here. So Daily Grind likes his points and assists the best at 23.5. They have it at a 53.16% odds to hit the over, -131. They love his points over 20.5. I like that too. You could take either of those. I'm showing you these other options because I want to give you guys pivots. If you're not feeling the points, rebounds, and assists, then just go with your gut. But the points they like to go over, 53.05% odds to hit the over, -134. They like his turnovers, which I could see as well. I'm not taking it, but they've got that at a 51.87% odds to hit the over. But I mean, when someone is playing 35 minutes and he's handling the ball a lot, 1.5 turnovers, it seems doable no matter how good you are. They do like the points, rebounds, and assists to go over as well at a 50.96% odds to hit the over, -122. Bro just had 10 rebounds in that last game. And again, Utah, the matchup, I know on paper doesn't look great, but all of those guys that made that rebounding statistic look so good for them are out. So let's keep moving. I took enough time on Trey. So Miles Bridges, when I first looked at this game, I'm always looking for a matchup against Chicago. We talk about it every episode. Their over-unders are just always going to be juicy. We got this game tonight, 235.5 over-under. Chicago favored by 4.5, playing in Chicago. I was going straight to LaMelo Ball. And you know what? They caught up. They've got his stuff just too inflated for me. When I took a look at the rebounds and assists at 14.5, I'm like, I think he can do that, but man, that's a little expensive. We just got it for 13, like the slate before, and they've got everything bumped up. And I know it's because the volume, the pace of play with Chicago, this is going to be a high scoring game, so I was looking around and I'm like, okay, Miles Bridges, that's who I don't think they've inflated too much. And he's got a really soft matchup playing power forward. Most everything against Chicago, except for the small forward position, is pretty soft, nice and green everywhere. You can see overall they're 29th in points allowed, 29th in rebounds allowed, 29th in assists allowed. Go to the small forward position, a little bit tougher, but power forward, where Bridges has been playing, 30th in points allowed, 28th in rebounds allowed, 28th in assists allowed. Super soft. We know that he's pretty heavily involved, and this is bumped up a little bit. You can see he's only cashed this 42% of the time on the 2024 season, but that's because the line is bumped up to something significant because he's playing Chicago. If we go to the last 10 games, he's hit it 6 out of 10, and then we've got 2 games here where he went for 31. So one more point, rebound, or assist would have cashed that, and that would have bumped that up to 8 out of 10, 80% hit rate. Let's take a look at the head-to-head. Look at how beautiful this head-to-head looks. Last time he matched up with him on December 30th, he went for 31 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. And then we've got earlier December of 2024, he only went for 24. But then late last season, he went for 50. So 2 out of his last 3 matchups, he's gone for 50 PRA or more. So I'm all over this play. This is going to be a player who I'm looking at some demon plays for as well. So I'm loving this Miles Bridges play, and we're getting the sweep today, guys. I can feel it. The only thing that's going to keep us from that is if I'm just dead wrong about my Lakers take. But let's take a look here at Daily Grind. So they love Miles Bridges points, rebounds. I agree. But I think the reason I like the full PRA is, the last time he played them, he had 8 assists. Went for 4 assists the game before that, 5 assists, consistently 5, pretty much consistently 5 assists, averaging 8.2 potential assists in these head-to-head matchups. And then if we look at the last 10, he's capable, 8.6 potential assists. So for that 4-point bump, I'm just going to throw the assists in there too. But yeah, or I guess it's a 5-point bump. So go with your gut. I mean, he just went for 8 last time he played them, so I'll take that value. But they have that as his best play, 53.69% odds to hit the over, -136. And it is all the way down at 26.5 on Prizepicks. So a lot of other platforms have it at 27.5. So I get taking that value there. They like his rebounds over 7.5. So do I. You could take that if you want, but I just want the full PRA. They don't like the full PRA as much. It's because there's not really a whole lot of value to be had compared to the other options possessions. Like the points rebounds is you're getting the full point discount on Prizepicks, but the points rebounds and assists are at 31.5, and that's what everybody's literally got it at. So they're just not really seeing much value there with the optimizer. They have it favored to the under at just 50.48% odds to hit the under, minus 120. I'm super comfortable with it though, so I prefer having those assists attached, but go with your gut. You have plenty of options here. All right, so Max Christie. The main reason that I want Max Christie and Gabe Vincent, and I know it's kind of been a theme lately where at least out of my last three four-mans, I always have like two players from the same team. It's because I end up finding a matchup where I'm like, man, this isn't the only guy who should be able to capitalize off of this situation. And so it worked with us with the Hawks last time with Onyeka Okongwu and Christie, that those guys both absolutely crushed. So I'm kind of feeling that tonight again with this Brooklyn Nets game, because Brooklyn has been just so hard to call lately. They're getting stomped, or or they're putting up 137 points, but either way they're letting teams get a lot done. It's been a very volatile run for them lately, and I know that they've got a lot of guys out and they don't know what their identity is right now. But anyways, we got a 217 over under. Lakers favored by 11 playing in LA, and they just got absolutely stomped by the Clippers last night. So I know they're gonna try to bounce back and stuff, but I don't think it's gonna be good enough. 11.5 points. I think that this is gonna turn into a blowout. This could get nasty. That's what I'm banking on. And so I like Max Christie and Gabe Vincent to be able to get a little extra run. Regardless, Max Christie has been getting more of a consistent role lately, and he's cleared this points line in 7 out of his last 10 games, either way. And then we've got this game here against the Spurs where we went for 10. One more bucket would have cashed it. Game against Atlanta, one more bucket would have cashed it. This could easily be 9 out of his last 10 games. So I'm feeling good about him getting a little bit of extra run, and even if he doesn't, he's been playing great. 9.7 attempts from the field, shooting 51%. 40% from beyond the arc. In this little limited time over this 10-game stretch, he's still averaging 2.3 made threes per game. Let's take a look here. He had three threes in that last game. I mean, I'm excited for this. This game against Portland, he had 5 threes on 9, attempted. But the minutes have been solid, 32.9 minutes per game. It's kind of crazy to me that I'm reading that about Max Christie. And we've got some potential injuries. Obviously, there's a lot going on with Brooklyn. Bojan Bogdanovic is the main guy they've been missing, I feel like, but it's like that's not really. I mean, Cam Thomas, they do have a decent amount of guys out. DeAnthony Melton out for the season. Now we have Cam Johnson, who's a game time decision. But I mean, this is just the Nets have a lot to figure out, is what I think's going on here. But yeah, if we take a look at the matchup, 13th in points allowed. I just think the Lakers are going to get a significant lead, and I think that Max Christie is going to be able to get this done. He might have a little bit extra run, but I mean, even then, he's averaging 32 minutes a game. Like, that's more than enough to get this done. Let's take a look at Daily Grind. They like his 3-pointers at 1.5. They like that to go over. They have that as the top play, 52.35% odds to hit the over, minus 129. Everybody's got that favor to go over. So if you want to take that, you just need him to cash two buckets. We know that he put up 5 against Portland, and this isn't too crazy of a matchup for him. Then they got his points right there at 10.5 as the next best play, according to Daily Grind, as far as value goes. 52.34% odds to hit the over, minus 129 as well. Everyone's got it favored to go over. Looking at all these platforms with the juice for this thing going over. So I'm feeling good about it. They also like his points, assists. They're not really crazy about the points, rebounds, and assists. He actually doesn't rebound that much, which I kind of would expect him to, because he's a pretty athletic dude. But that just doesn't happen to be the way things have rolled. And it's bumped up at 16.5. I'm still comfortable with it. I think he's going to clear it, but I'm just going to take those points at 10.5 is what I'm rolling. And then Gabe Vincent. I love this PRA. This is someone who I think is being kind of disrespected. He played really good for Miami back in the day, and he still just hasn't really broke out as a Laker yet, but he was coming off of that really long injury. So I think that the Lakers are still figuring some things out schematically, and I think that his time will come, and it might be slowly starting to be there. If we take a look at the matchup for him at the point guard position, 13th in points allowed, 16th in rebounds allowed, 24th in assists allowed. He's cleared this 3 out of his last 5 games. In this last game against his old team, Miami, he went for 14 points, 1 rebound, and 4 assists. Let's see, and that's only on 20 minutes. I mean, he played 25.9 minutes in that game. I think that it's been a little bit bumpy, but he's averaging 20.7 minutes a game over this 5-game stretch. 2.7 rebound chances, 3.6 potential assists. This will be mostly points if he cashes this for us, but I mean, it's only a 3-point bump to add the rebounds and the assists on there, and he just went for 5. He had 3 in that game before that against the Spurs. Back here, excuse me, if you look back here against Golden State, he cleared the PRA, but if you take that 5.5 points, he wouldn't have cashed it. He stopped at 5, went for 3 rebounds, 3 assists. So that's my logic behind taking the full PRA. But I'm absolutely going to be making a demon slip with both Gabe Vincent and Max Christie in it, because I just think that this is an opportunity here in this matchup against Brooklyn. All right, so daily grind. They like the points rebounds under. They have that as the best play. So go with your gut. That's at 7.5. They have it at a 53.2% odds to hit the under, minus 136. They like the points, rebounds, and assists to go over. They have that at a 51.2% odds to hit the over, minus 125. They do still like his points at 5.5. Again, I'm rolling the PRA. They like his turnovers under the 0.5. I'm just not really interested in that play personally. It's just one mistake, and your slip's toast. So I'll take the PRA. That's more my style of a play. But that's going to cover all 4. If you guys want to take a shot on that YOLO slip I'm going to be posting, just make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I'll post it later on today when I'm making my Flex Friday slip. It's going to be a busy day, guys. We got I'm going to be dropping 2 videos. I got this video. I'm going to be dropping the NFL video, and then over on the Backdoor Fantasy Sports channel, Jordy and I are collaborating and we'll be doing an NBA video and an NFL video today as well. So hope you're down to hang with us all day, because we're going to be trying to put out a bunch of value for you guys. But once again, these are the plays. Hopefully we can get that sweep tonight. It feels like a great slate to take advantage of some of this value. But guys, appreciate you tuning in. If you guys want to check out Daily Grind, just use code BACKDOOR over at dgfantasy.com. This is a killer tool. I'll show you how to take Max Christie out of the search, and it'll just show me what looks great for the NBA currently on the board. They find the value. It's really awesome for like sharp betting. If you want to just take advantage of value like this Cole Anthony points rebounds, they like the under at 20.5. They have it at a 55.54% odds to hit the under, minus 150. And that's because they're noticing a trend of everyone switching to 19.5. It's still at 20.5. So it uses it uses AI to quickly calculate and locate discrepancies in these odds. It's all crunching numbers, but it's a really killer tool once you learn how to use it. Get 25% off when you use code BACKDOOR over at DG Fantasy, and you can lock that in for as long as you want, all the way up to a year. This Cody Williams play, PRA, is looking hot. 54.14% odds to hit the over, minus 139. It's because it's at 12.5 right now. That is low, all things considered. And everyone else has that 13.5. Just a little bit of extra value before we get out of here. But yeah, try this Daily Grind optimizer out. It is awesome. I use it every single day, and it just really, sometimes you're like looking at the board and you're like, I don't know what. Like you're just sort of like, where do I start? And you got to get into your flow state and get into your zone. The optimizer helps you get there. You can quickly see like, oh, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Or you completely disagree with it sometimes. But yeah, try it out. Code BACKDOOR, they'll get you hooked up. And then if you guys want to try this app out, Outlier, it's also crucial to what we do. They cover all these different statistical categories. You can take players in and out of the equation. If you know a guy's going to be out, you can take him out of the equation. They'll show you what the guy you're looking at has done without that player on the floor. You got head-to-head matchups. You can go all of 2024. You can go all of 2023. And then every different position you can lock it in for. They have injury reports and insights about the players. So all you have to do is sign up through the link below for Outlier. Don't have to put in a code. Just sign up there, and they're going to give you a week to give this a test run. But guys, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming and checking out my page. I know a lot of you are coming over from Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and that means a lot to us. If you guys don't mind, make sure you like the video on your way out. Good luck, and I will catch you later when I drop that demon slip, and then we'll get into some NFL. All right, guys. See ya.